So this is a Bailey Ranger 464, just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, you've got your hookup, which we'll go through in person here on site. So you've got your hook, hitch at the front, handbrake and your jockey wheel, and your two power leads to the back of the car. Got your gas bottle. On here it's a reverse thread, so you need to turn it the opposite way to what you'd normally turn the thread to loosen it off. And then you've got your gas valve on the top for opening and shutting the gas supply. On the regulator itself, just here, you've got a shut-off valve so you can isolate the gas from the bottle. The front locker, you've got your leg winder and your brace for the motor mover also, and your spare wheel. Down this side we've got the leg winder, wind down legs on each side, which again we'll go through in person here on site. And then you've got your fridge vents on this side of the van for the fridge, to let the heat come out the side of the fridge. Then you've got your motor mover and wheels. The motor mover again we'll go through in person here on site. Further back you've got your grey waste pipes coming out the side of the van, so we'll cut you 2 bits of grey waste pipe while you're here, and they go down into your waste master tank itself. You've then got your Truma heating vent, which you have to remove if you're using the caravan on gas, so you simply remove the cover, and that is your gas vent for the heating and hot water. Next to that you have your water pump connection, which I'm just going to go and grab to show you how that works. So the water pump itself has a connection on the end here, as you can see. The white end that you see just here drops into your aqua roll, and that's where the water picks up through. So you push it into place in the side of the van, as you can see, then drop that end into your aqua roll, which is the big water butt that comes with the starter packs. On the back of the van you have your storage locker for underneath the bed at the rear. And then you have your wind down legs again either side at the back, and we'll check the lights that are talking to the vehicle you're towing with while you're here on site. On the far side of the van you have your toilet flush tank, which takes 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid. And then at the bottom you have your toilet waste cassette, which you can remove by pulling the handle up at the bottom, the yellow handle, and pulling towards you. There's a blue pressure relief on the back, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. But to empty the waste out you pull this neck round and remove the yellow cap. Before you use this you'll need to put 1 litre of water in here and a cap full of the blue fluid that comes as part of the starter pack. Next up we've got the battery locker, which as you can see it's got a battery in there. This van's got again with the super starter pack. And then you've got your mains power lead coming into the side of the van from the connection on site, and you've got your motor mover power switch behind that also. That is something we'll go through in person. Coming onto the inside of the van, above the door, to the side of the door, you have your mains power switches. So you've got mains power on, and then you have your master, so you have master light switch here, and you have your internal lights on the switch just to the top left hand side. Also on this control panel you have your awning light switch that will turn the light on the outside of the van, and above that you have your volt meter itself, so this will show you how much battery power you have got on board the van. To fill the water system up, as I showed you on the outside, you have your water pump connection. So underneath the seat at the rear of the van, or underneath the bed at the rear of the van, you have a yellow valve, this one just here, and when it is parallel with the floor, so the position it is in now, you can fill the water system. If you ever wanted to drain it down, which I would advise in cold or frosty conditions, you lift that valve up right and it will drain the water tank down that you see just there. But to fill the system, you come over to all the taps on the caravan, open the tap up on the hot side, same as the one in the washroom area, and also the one in the shower itself. Then you come back over to your water pump switch and you turn on your water pump, which when it goes live and it's connected on the outside of the van, a red light will appear here to say it's working as it should. When water is continuously flowing out of the taps, you can shut each tap on the caravan, and then you can start to warm the water on board the caravan. So on the side of the bed frame you've got 2 switches. The bottom one here is the electric water heater. So if you turn this switch on, that tank there, which holds 10 litres of water, will start allowing the water to warm on electric. On electrics, around a 35 to 40 degree water temperature. If you wish to warm the water on gas, you can also do that. To ignite it on gas, you spin the dial round to the flame symbol on the side here, this little tab that you can just see here. And the green light here indicates that the pilot light has lit. If it fails to ignite, which it will do in a moment because the gas bottle's turned off, a red light will appear to say it has failed, as you can see there. When you are on gas, you can actually control the temperature of the water between 30 and 70 degrees of water temperature. If you wish to turn the gas supply back off to the water heater, you spin the dial back round to the 0 on the side, or the O, and that will then turn the gas supply off. We don't advise that you warm the water tank without any water in it. That can potentially damage the heating element and cause that to burn out. So to use the heating on board the caravan, you have two power switches here. This is the main isolator switch, so you can turn this on, and that will allow power to come to this dial on the left hand side. Down the side you have 500, 1000 or 2000. What this relates to is the amount of watts that is coming into the caravan. So for instance, 500 watts is half of 1 kilowatt, 1 kilowatt is 1000, and 2 is 2 kilowatts. You select the most relevant power source, so here on site we can run 500 watts. The green light will appear to say the heating system is live, and then you can control the temperature of the heater on this dial on the front. You always put the temperature you want the heater warmed up to above the green light. To turn the heating back off, turn it round to the 0, and if you want to isolate the power, you can turn it off on the switch on the right hand side. To warm the caravan on gas, that is very simple to do. You spin the dial round just here on top of the heater, press down the heater valve or the gas valve, and hit the igniter on the left hand side. You'll need to keep this pressed down at the same time. Once it has ignited, you'll get a pilot light through this window at around a 45 degree angle. Once it's ignited and it's been running for 5 to 10 seconds, you can slowly release the gas valve, then control the temperature on the dial on top. To turn the gas supply back off, you turn it to 0, and that will isolate the gas. If you wish to use blown air on this caravan, so the heat comes out of the vents around the van, you can do that by changing this little switch here. So the little dot here in the centre signifies that the heat is going to come out the front of the heater, but the little wave symbol here actually means blown air. When you're on blown air, you can control the fan speed on this dial on top. The A on the right hand side is automatic blown air, so essentially it will cut in and out with the thermostat, and again you can control the temperature on the dial on top. The fridge, very simple to use. You've got gas. So to ignite it, you'll press in the gas valve just here. You'll wait for it to ignite on gas, and when it does, the little red line that's in this window will come round into the green. And when it's in the green, that means the fridge has ignited on gas. A bit like the heater, you'll keep the valve held in for 5 to 10 seconds once it's ignited, then slowly release the valve. On gas or electric, you can control the temperature of the fridge on this dial on the left-hand side with right-hand side with the thermometer next to it. If you wish to use mains power, so the electric power, to use the fridge, you can turn it on to the plug symbol just here. And if you wish to use 12 volt power for when you're travelling down the road, so it turns the fridge into a cool box, you can do that by turning the dial round to the battery symbol on the left hand side. The last thing to go through on this van is the toilet system. So the toilet system is a pump flush on top, as you can see. And then down the bottom here on the far side you have a grey handle which you'll pull towards you, which you can just see here, which allows the waste flap to open to allow the waste to go from the toilet into the cassette under the van. If you have any further questions on the Bailey Ranger 464, please give us a call here at the Caravan Company and we'll be more than happy to help. Thank you very much. Bye bye.